Okay, I'm going to be reviewing Glogster. Glogster is a visual presentation app that allows students to integrate text and pictures and graphics and word bubbles and backgrounds to create a poster that can also include interactive components like video and audio. After downloading the trial version of the app, you go in and simply create what they call a new glog. And if I go down through here, you can do a blank one where you put in the background and everything else that you'd like, or you can scroll down and you can use one of the templates that they have here. One caught my eye right here. I happen to be teaching a unit on renewable energy right now. So I'm going to select that template and use that, and we'll take the layout that they've chosen for us and we'll add some interactive things to it. If you take a look at this, and I'm going to see if I can make this a little bit smaller so you can actually see more, at one time. I'm going to scroll down and it shows you obviously the title. It already has a background attached or behind everything, and then it has a variety of images and text boxes placed on here, and you can completely rearrange that, but at least gives you a place to start. So I'm going to come over here, and this is kind of the introductory renewable energy introduction. And what I've done is, oops, I don't want any of that. Let me get rid of that now because it's not supposed to be there, and it doesn't want to let me. Just do that. I've saved some stuff over here so I don't have to type it and I don't have to think about it while you're doing it. So I'm just going to copy and paste the text for what renewable energy is that I'm going to put in here. So we'll click on the text box. And I find it kind of awkward to select the type, but it worked, and then I'll Control V, which will paste my new text in place. You can't see it, but when I click off of it, it's there. I am able to resize the text box, so it's not just creating text that's a different size. You can actually treat the text as if it's a single character and expand it or contract it by selecting the corner of the box and moving it that way. You can also come into the text and change the size here, or the let's make it bigger since I'd like for the heading, the main category, to be bigger. And then when you close this, it will do the same thing. Actually, I don't think it did that. I think I need to select it all first. It's very hard to see what you're selecting, and I'm not sure if I'm missing something, but that's an element that I think would be less than really user-friendly for kids. So now I have that bigger, and I'm just going to click off of that. And I have my definition of renewable energy in the middle, nice and big, easy for kids to see. Let's say over here I want to put an image of a wind power generator. So I'd come over here and I'd select image. After I select image, I'm going to come up here and it gives me either text, graphics, or an image, and I'm going to come up and select that. I can use something that I already have saved in my file on Glogster, and in this case I'm going to select a diagram of the internal workings of the generator part of the wind power generator. I'm going to use that, and it's going to give me the image. And I can just bring it up here, shrink it to size. Now, I have not found an easy way with this lighter version of it to crop it or make it fit in here exactly. What I've been doing is just coming in here and deleting that existing picture frame and putting the photograph that I'd like to replace it with in there. Let's say this says image here, but I would rather go with text. If I click on it, I click on image. I'm going to go with text instead of graphics, and I'm going to have it be like a paragraph, so I'm going to use that instead of the picture. Let's do that again. Honestly, I find this to be a little less than user-friendly to work with. This is kind of a stripped-down trial version, but this is not a version that I would choose. Oh, here's where it's showing up. It's showing up here instead of there. So let's just trash that. Let's take this box that I've created. Let's move it over there. Let's get rid of this one. Let's click onto this, and I'm going to make the text bigger just to get started. And you can, it has some that it defaults to, but I'm just going to put in 24-point type right now, and we'll see what that does for us, which is not much. Okay, now I'm making my box a little bigger. I am going to actually replace what's here. So I'm going to highlight it, I'm going to delete it, and then I'm going to do wind power generators. Again, I have this text saved over here. So I'm going to highlight what I have, if I can do it, for my wind power generator. And I just prepared this ahead of time. Copy it, come over here, paste it, and you see it automatically scrolls it down. I don't like that either. So let me just try changing the size of it and see if that will size it to the box for me. So if I select everything here, and I'm going to take this down to like 12 point type. Let's see what that does. Now it all fits on there, but it's really kind of small. So you can fool with that and you can get what works. Maybe we'll do 14 instead of 12. And if it doesn't all fit in the box, it will scroll it down to match it. I can also resize the box here. So you can fool with that and end up with whatever looks good. Once you've done that, you can move it all around. You can even angle it if you prefer something that's a little more kind of engaging. So you can end up with something like that. And what you do is you continue through, and let's say here I want to do solar. So again, I'll go to image. I will go for, let's go for graphic this time, make it a little bit different. Something that's more of a clip art type thing. And it doesn't give me the same search, but it allows me to scroll down through, and I am thinking I'm probably not going to find what I'm looking for. Nothing there. Nothing there, so I'm going to go back to images and look for that. I can search for an image, and let's say this time I'm looking for a photovoltaic cell. Okay, I'm just going to type that in, and it's going to give me a whole different combination of those. So let's say I like this picture, comes in, I use it, and then I can come out. When I click on this and try to replace that with an image, it never seems to go there. Again, I don't know if it's the light version of this that doesn't make that happen easily, or it just doesn't do it very well. So the choice there is to get rid of that picture box from before and to replace it with this. And I'd like to put the definition beside here, and I want to show you something different. I think what I'm going to do is just start off by trashing this. And I want to insert, no, not there. I want to insert a new element. And to do that, I need to come up top here, and it'll give me again the choices that I want. And I'm going to go with graphics, and that's not helping either. Image, wall, audio, video. There's different speech bubbles you can use, but I'm not finding them easily. Let's try again and see what I can come up with. Okay, let's do this again. We're going to come up here and we're going to add, and what you have to add is text. And you need to scroll through the different text offerings, and they'll give you some speech bubbles or things that you can add. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to select this and use it. And then I'll close this down, and somewhere on here, I'm still loading. And then I can use that to place my text there. And again, I have all of this saved over here at the side. So let me go find that. Okay, I made that a little smaller so I can grab it easier. So I'll just highlight my, highlight my definition for solar, copy that, bring it over here, and paste it. And since it doesn't quite fit in there and it's a whole lot bigger than what I had last time, I'm going to highlight it again, and I'm going to come over here, and I forget what I ended up using, but I think maybe 18 will be good. A little big, but I'm going to leave it at that. This, when I resize it, it resizes again the text with it, so it treats it like it's a graphic instead of its individual characters. And since there's all this extra left here, I would just, because I'm funny about that, I'll come in and I would put spaces at the beginning of this just to bring it down near the center. It would be a lot easier if I could just easily resize that, but there doesn't seem to be an easy way to do that. And again, this is a lighter version. This isn't the full version that you need to pay for. Here there's obviously some text, and I am going to just select that, and I'm going to delete that, if I can. And I'm going to talk about hydroelectric. And I'm going to come over here, copy it, paste it in here, and let's say I want a title with that and I don't have it. I can come up here to the beginning or to the top. I can advance down, come up, maybe make it all caps. And I don't know if there's a capability of centering like you can like in the Office Suite products. So I'll just space it over. And again, if I want to, I can bring that down to the center of the box I have available. And so on and so forth. And you can come in if you want to, and you can change the background after the fact. You can add video to this. If I come up here to plus, I can add video. I don't have any videos saved, so I'll go into YouTube and I'll search for geothermal. And it will give me some videos on how geothermal works. I can take that, I can make this smaller so it's almost just like a button. And let's say down here I'm discussing geothermal. I decided I'd rather have the video link in there, and then I can, when my blog's done, I can just push the link and it will take me to the video. When I'm all done, I can preview what my blog looks like. Let's just take this over the whole way now. And then if I want to, I can save it. And the name is what they gave us, Renewable Energy Resources. And I'm going to call this finished. And I'm going to save it. After I have everything the way I want it to be, I can use the save button. I can decide whether it's finished, whether I wanted to make it public, or I'm just going to save it right now. I can make a category. I can categorize it for different grades. I'm just going to click save. If I make it public, it'll be saved as specific to a certain grade. And now I've saved it and I can preview it. And I'll see if I can make this a little smaller. Oops, too far. So you can kind of see the whole page at a time. Let me scroll down here. And that's kind of what it looks like. Obviously, that's no graphic design example of anything that's masterful, but it gives you an idea of how we can add the graphics, how we can add the different patterns and speech bubbles behind it, how we can angle things, how we can embed video. If I click on this, it should go to that YouTube video. I did find one issue when playing the video, and that is that there's a kind of a prequel to the video that is somewhat disturbing content-wise for elementary school kids, so you want to be careful about that. It was about guns and gun laws. Overall review for this, I'm not a huge fan. The videos make it look a lot more user-friendly than I found it to be, and I've used quite a few different graphic design softwares. I like to teach kids how to design things and what makes them look good, so it's functioning maybe a lot higher than an elementary school kid would, but I'm not sure that a kid in elementary school would find it really easy to negotiate through this. It might have been because I didn't have a lot of time to work with it, or it might be that it's just not the best product for what it is. Try it out, see if you like it. It's probably not something I'm going to go back to, just because it doesn't serve my needs really well, but perhaps if you're in an upper elementary level, it might be something that's worthwhile. Thanks.